Nick, I'm Haddock. You know, it's always an honor and a privilege, man, to be asked to do anything for Narcotics Anonymous. This home group and the men in this home group, man, they saved my fucking life. You know, I was the one that came in all the time. All the time, man. I didn't want to do nothing. You know, I got a twin brother in this process.
Right over there.
And I used to try to just do what he did and wonder why I just kept smoking crack. Wonder why my life just won't change, man. Because I didn't want to do nothing. You know what I mean? And that fucking hole, man. That hole. You know, you start with this, right? It's a motherfucker when your sponsee and your grand sponsor gives you a topic like this. You know? It's a motherfucker. And then when your brother's sponsor gives you a topic, you speak somewhere else related to the same type of deal, right? Right? I mean, this program is about like self-honesty, you know what I mean? Self-reflection. So I've been like sitting there for a couple weeks. I'm like, damn, man, maybe they're on to something. You know what I mean? Maybe they're on to something. Maybe my inability to sit with myself is becoming a problem. You know? Like our Living Clean talks about that, like some of us come in here and we get clean. And we enter these patterns of in and out of love quickly, and it becomes an addiction all in itself. And then it says, karma, they all end in calamity. In case you don't know what calamity means, it means fucking bad. That's what it means. It means horrible. You know what I mean? And that has been my pattern, man. You know what I mean? You're talking about the dope fiend in the treatment center, putting a 30-foot extension ladder on the side of the girl's house, climbing up the extension ladder in her window every night. I couldn't sit with myself in there. You know? And that pattern just extended out here, man. You know? It just extended. It just gets worse, man. You know? And like eventually, you know, our steps talk about like eventually, man. You know, we reach a point where our old ways no longer serve a purpose in this new way of life. My sponsor told me yesterday, man, I think you're there. You know, he handles me with like such grace and compassion, man. You know, if I had somebody that like was a drill sergeant and thought he, you know, an authority figure, I'm bucking the system. I've been a rebel without a reason my whole fucking life. If there was a rule to break, I'm breaking it. You know, so like if I got here, you know, and he was an authority figure, man, I don't think I would stay, man. You know, I don't think I would stay. He just tells me, Nick, I love you, man. Just keep coming back, man. Don't take nothing. You know, when I first got here, he used to text me in the morning. He used to say, Nick, just show up for the fight today. You know, and then that topic, you know what I mean? Like Josh said, right, the fight changes. You know? And like recently, you know what I mean? It needed to change. I needed to look at myself because like I got kids, man. You know? And I've had this idea in my brain since long before the dope of the American fucking dream. I know this is a room full of men, right? And we don't talk about like, you know, what we want and all this. I want to be fucking loved, man. That's what I want. I want to be loved, man. I want somebody to love me for who the fuck I am. You know? See, but I got this problem. I got this pattern, man. Where like I only go after them if they need me to fix them. If they need me to save them. Because I got a motherfucking cape. It's in the closet. When I open it, I got a battery-powered light that shines right on that motherfucker. It says, go get him, man. Go get him. Because you can keep them clean, man. You know? You can keep them clean. See, but what's going to happen when your two kids are at home with you and the cops are banging on the motherfucking door because she called the police because you told her to get out? You know? I got this pattern, man, where like as soon as it happens, I'm infatuated, man. The obsession and compulsion, a fixed fucking idea of the American dream, of what I deserve. Don't you know who the fuck I am? I deserve that shit. But when you tell her to leave, man, and she says no. And she says no. You know, and then you go to the magistrate and you find out that even though I own the motherfucker, I ain't even got no rights to it. They tell you, we can't make her leave. What? What? You know? And then I turn into the old Nick. You know? Because I learned some things around here, man. You know, I learned how to extend some compassion, you know, and some empathy and some love. I learned those things, man, from the men around me, from the people that have poured in me since the very beginning, man. You know? Or like, you know, when your aunt dies, you know, and the love of your life is out smoking crack in Mercer County somewhere, you know what I mean? And I don't want to feel that. I don't want to feel the pain of my aunt dying. Let me just say this, man. Out of all my family members, she's the only one that never judged me for no matter what I did. No matter how much of a disgrace I was, no matter how many family reunions, holidays I ruined, she always stood there with me. You know, so when she dies, and I got that hole in me, you know, the hole, the void that the first step talks about. You know, my brother used to tell me all the time, right, you better put a third step on it. I tell him, I don't want to put no fucking third step on it. I'll give it all to the God of my understanding, man, but I ain't giving him that two-legged duck. I'm just not. I refuse. I refuse to give him that because I want what I want when I want it. You know, even if it's bad, man, even if everybody in your life is saying to you, Nick, you got to let her go, man. You got to let her go, you know? So like my aunt died, right? The first thought in my head, great idea, call her, put your sponsee in the car with you, and drive up there and save her. Again. You know, again. The familiar pain. You know, the familiar pain. I'm good with familiar pain. I'm good with something I already know what it feels like. You know what I mean? She'd be like this last one, man, right? When you're the dog, man, and they all leave prior to her because you cheated on them, because you were a piece of shit, you know what I mean? That's easy to let go, man. But when you really tried, when you helped her get custody of her children, and you moved them all into your fucking house. I'm talking, I can barely handle my two. I'm talking about two 5-year-olds, two 4-year-olds running around my motherfucking house, breaking shit, screaming and fucking yelling, and all I'm trying to do is wake up Saturday morning with some peace. With some peace, man. You know? My kids are good kids, man. These two little motherfuckers. There wasn't nothing good about it. See, but I have that need, man. I need them to validate me. I don't know if anybody else in here is like that. I need her validation. I'm not the same man if she doesn't validate me. I'm not the same man if I don't walk into the room and somebody in there does a double take. I'm less than you if I don't have that. And I will allow myself to get drugged through this process over and over and over. You know, until I seek the guidance and the help from the God of my understanding. Right? Because I'll pray to him some mornings. I'll be like, God, if she's not meant to be here, man, just get her out. And he would remove her. He would remove her. I'm talking about like eviction notice. I'm talking about police there every night. I'm talking about I lost my fucking kids because I chose her over my children. I allow her to come back into my house. My kid's mother is a psycho. Is a psycho, man. She has been a terror ever since the day I got clean. I never went back when I got clean. No. And as soon as she found out that I let that girl back in and just relapsed, man, she was right down the courthouse. And all I had to do was surrender. See, They tell us in our literature, man, it says the longer that we stay clean, the deeper we surrender. My sponsor told me that shit one day, and I thought he was a fucking prophet. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm going over the same step with my sponsor, and I seen it in the book. You know? So there's got to be some truth to it, man. There's got to be a deeper level, a new level of surrender the longer that I stay here. You know? So maybe that's why the God of my understanding, man, had some people ask me to speak on some things like this, because maybe that's the surrender. You know? I don't think it should be that hard. You know what I mean? Wake up every day, I go to work, I take care of my children, man. I bought a house in this process. You know, I'm fully self-supporting. Narcotics Anonymous, yins have gave me that. The men in this room have given me that. I learned that from you. Right? Because before I got here, man, I found some broad somewhere. I ain't put my name on nothing. No electric bill, no gas bill. My address is still my mother's. Because just in case they come for me, they're going there first. And hopefully somebody's home and they can call me and say, Nick, they're looking for you. They're looking for you. At the end of the road, my brother called me on the phone and said, Nick, I don't know where you're at or what you're doing, but you are all over the police scanner. You need to pull over and get out of your car. And I was locked and loaded, man. PFA, no longer allowed to see my children, sleeping in my car. And I couldn't pull over. I couldn't pull over. So I put it back in drive, you know. I went for one more chase with the Pittsburgh police. One more, man. You know. And then I got here, man. You know. And I had to fill that void with something. Something. You know. And that two-legged dope is good sometimes, man. You know what I mean? They make me feel good, man. That's why I didn't fucking use because I like my voice to sound like this. I didn't keep smoking aluminum foil because I wanted to sound like I got something stuck in the throat for the rest of my life. I use because I don't want to feel the way that I feel. And I found out in treatment, if I climb up that fucking extension ladder, all my problems at home go away. You know, my kid's mother at home, pregnant with my son, my 8-month-old daughter, that all goes away, man. You know, and I could just get that moment of relief. The moment of relief, man, just like when I use. You know, and it became a pattern. It is a pattern. You know. And I don't really know how to get out of that. You know, I don't know how to get out of that. You know what I mean? I don't know how to let go of like my old beliefs in that way, to where you know. My sponsor told me this, Nick. Stop fishing in the same pond. Go to the other one. Stop going to the one with the 3/4-ass girls. Stop it. They're going to end badly. This program has given me some things, man. Things that I never expected I would get them in my life. Ever. If you'd have asked me years ago, man, that I would tell me that I was going to be a father, I'd have told you you were lying. At some point in my addiction with my daughter, I accepted that my daughter was going to be one of them ones, right? Years down the line, she said, man, my dad was just one of them people that just couldn't get it. This program showed me that, man. You showed me how to be a father. You showed me how to be a father. You showed me how to be somewhat of a productive member of society. You know, you read me that 7 fucking tradition, and I went running. You know, that's my favorite fucking tradition. It's my favorite one, man. So I'm just at that part, you know? I'm at that part where, like, I never had a healthy relationship until the last one on my end. Never had a relationship where I didn't cheat on them, where I didn't do some shit that I wasn't supposed to do, where I wasn't self-seeking behavior. And let me tell you, man, when I went through that, man, that shit hurt. That shit hurt. Even a 3-carat diamond ring couldn't get her to stay. No. That couldn't even get her to stay, man. Even after I gave it to her. And then one day you show up there and she just tells you, I'm going to work back with my kid's father. That shit hurts, man. And karma's a bitch. You know, it's a bad motherfucker, man. You know, when you start receiving the things around here, you know, that you've dished out for so long, man. Right? But I know that there's men in this room. I know that there's men in my life, you know, that have helped me get through that. You know, my friend died a couple months ago, man. You know, he was taken as a result of this disease, you know. And instead of running back to the old pain, man, for once in my life, I learned how to sit there. I learned how to sit there, man. I didn't fill it with nothing. I didn't fill it with a fucking fantasy, with an idea. You know? They've been telling me for a long time, man, you don't fall in love with the person, you fall in love with the idea of what it can be. Or what it could be. If only. If only, man. And I will get stuck there. And I'll just keep filling that void, man. You know? Until I allow, you know, the God of my understanding to come in, man, and do something. You know? Because he has put people in my life for the right reasons. You know? And I believe that he will do that too, man, if I allow him to do it. But I'm Nick, I'm an addict.